Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 258 of our trek, and yesterday we discovered a new definition for success. Today we want to hike a trail about the wisdom of being teachable. If you miss any of the days of our Wisdom Trek episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal. We are recording our podcast from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. As mentioned previously, we will be in Arizona for 4 days, so I'm recording some of the additional podcasts ahead of time while we will be away. These days may be somewhat shorter, as I will take quick daily treks on some short trails. Let's head out for today and learn the wisdom of being teachable. If you examine many of the most highly regarded members of any field, one of the most consistent similarities in their personalities is their ability to constantly learn and the desire to improve both themselves and their work. The ability to learn and the confidence that you can learn is the most powerful weapon that you have at your disposal during all the stages of your life. There is an astonishing amount of research, both quantitative and anecdotal, showing that being teachable and able to adapt to whatever situation you find yourself in is what will ultimately make or break you. Developing the humility required to be this way will be the most solid foundation that you can lay to build a life worthy of God's name. Here are a few suggestions to help you out. First, be aware and perceptive. Watch and listen attentively. Epictetus, a Greek philosopher, once remarked, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak." There's no point of arguing with a famous philosopher, and more importantly, with God's design. Using your eyes and ears more than your mouth in all situations can pay unforeseeable dividends. Speaking up is not a crime, but speaking without understanding or forethought usually makes us appear hasty, arrogant, and ignorant. 3 qualities that do not serve you well. Proverbs chapter 10:19 puts it this way: "Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut." Use the information that comes to you through listening and watching to learn and better yourself, mixing it with your own thoughts and ideas. In time, some small piece of information that you might have missed had you not been paying attention may sway your life with unimaginable power. The second point is to embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Be glad when things go wrong. It usually means that you're pushing yourself, which is exactly what you should be doing. If nothing ever goes awry, how do you know that you are really doing anything? How do you know that the true knowledge you are accumulating or the skills that you are learning is truly sinking in? You will need to be able to distinguish the good from the bad. The best way to learn how to do this is to make mistakes yourself. There is no faster way to learn, no better opportunity that forces you to change what steered you wrong. Proverbs chapter 12 verse 1 tells us, "To learn, you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction." The third point in being teachable is to cultivate a love for knowledge for its own sake. A lot of time we learn things for specific reasons, to get through a class, to put on a resume, or so that we can make more money. That mentality is troublesome to adopt and will not allow us to really understand and master the subject. Rather than viewing learning as an endless exploration of ourselves and the world we inhabit, we consider it a chore to be accomplished. By treating learning as a lifestyle and not a means to an end, we can increase our ability to progress and develop. Being teachable and understand that learning will never end, yet will always bring us closer to our potential, is far more fulfilling than imagining it as an obstacle to be conquered. The fourth point is to treat everyone and everything with respect. You don't have to be in a classroom to learn. By engaging with everything that we come in contact with through our daily lives, we find little nuggets of knowledge and wisdom in the nooks and crannies of every human and many facets of nature. It's tough to do all the time. Our brains can generally only focus hard on one thing at a time, leaving little room for other information. But even an attempt at being mindful and remaining open can yield surprising results. The fifth point in being teachable is to read, to help consolidate the thoughts in your head. Now this one is a little bit of a no-brainer. You will be surprised what you can learn from just a regular reading routine. One of the more beautiful benefits, however, is the way someone else's words can solidify your own thoughts and lead to an otherwise missed revelation. The sixth point on being teachable is to write, even if it's just to get it out of your head. The therapeutic nature of writing is well researched, but if you want to really solidify some learning, try writing it down clearly and concisely. We spend a lot of time watching others do something or reading about how they do it, but unless we get it out of our brains and through the rest of our bodies, we will never really learn it. And the last and seventh point on being teachable is to be patient. Every great thing takes time, but keep moving forward. Don't be hasty in your learning. If you're under the age of 100, you probably don't know as much as you think you do, so stay humble. Life is like any trade or craft. You got to take your apprenticeship first. We all are keen to display our genius and to make a splash, but if you rush into things too much, you will skip out on building a good foundation to build your goals on and risk being blown over by the first puff of adversity that comes your way. Give the world a bit of credit. It's tough to fool, and by forcing your way through, you'll miss out on the subtleties that determine the success or failure. Instead, try every day to do at least one thing, no matter how small, to keep your head in a teachable mode and to work towards a goal. It may take your entire lifetime, but nothing else will be as fulfilling. And anyway, what else are we going to do with all that time? Proverbs chapter 18 verse 5 explains it best. Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge. Let me ask you another question. Are you teachable? It is wise to remain teachable your entire life. There's so much to experience and enjoy. Tomorrow we will be back on our trails to explore another short story. So encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our podcast for today. As you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, I encourage you to help us to promote Wisdom Trek in the following 4 ways. First, leave us feedback about the podcast on wisdom-trek.com so that we can continually improve. Second, on your smartphone, subscribe to iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, SoundCloud, or Stitcher so that the podcast will be downloaded to you automatically each day. Third, on your computer, or if you have an iPhone or iPad, leave us a rating and a review on iTunes. This will help to spread the word to others so that they can join us on our Wisdom Trek. And fourth, most importantly, please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person so that they can come along with us each day also. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.